Hey everyone, so welcome back. I'm Mayank Agarwal, and today we are going to check out UV, which is a super fast Python tool that is perfect if you are doing, or if you will be doing, of course, Python package management or the overall project management in Python. So let me go to the homepage. So this is the UV homepage, which you will see, right? You can just normally, let's say if I go to Google and I search for UV package, you can just go to, yeah, this is the overall link, or you can go here as well. Okay, let me go. Yeah, this one is the one. Okay, from installation, or you can actually go to its GitHub page. That is, of course, equally having the same documentation and everything. Now let's talk about what exactly is UV and why do we need this, right? So very first thing, I have created a good diagram for this. Whenever we work in Python or rather any language, we surely have to do two things. That is the package management, right? So let's say if you are working in Python and I want you to use pandas, or if I talk about some new libraries or agentic AI framework, let's say autogen is there, langgraph, langchain, right? Installing all of that, I think till now we all have been using pip for that. Now along with this installing part, you have to of course handle or make sure that you can do project management as well, right? Where we create a virtual environment and then we have to make sure that we activate the same, right? All these things are of course a lot difficult with the current venv, pip or conda library. And I think this is where UV comes into picture. Okay, so before I move forward, I would just like to show you a few things. Okay, let me go to a folder which I have created, YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Let me just do one thing. So yeah, I think this is an empty folder, as you can see, right? The very first thing I'm going to show you is how we do it as of now by using the normal Python way, right? So let's say you are going to do create a directory Python project, right? Then we can go inside this directory. Okay. Now comes the difficult part, I think. If you have to create a new environment or project into this particular directory, we create an environment like this. Okay. So I'm creating the default environment name .venv. Okay, let it create. Now I'm going to activate that. So for that, venv bin activate. And 1 minute. So what have we misspelled? 1 minute, everyone. Okay, am I right? So let me go inside this first, right? Let me first go inside this Python project. Okay, we are here only. Let me just a second. Okay, so source. Okay, sorry, my bad. venv. I think we added this extra there. Bin and activate. And now it has been activated, which we can see here. Okay. Next, I'm going to do something like this: pip install pandas, numpy, and skykit learn. Right? Let me zoom it out a little bit. Yeah. And let me run this. And we see that they are using the cache installation and it is taking a little bit of time. And it is installing them. Let it install. And of course, the same has been installed, right? So it took a little bit of visible time, which we are of course sure. And now you can maybe freeze the requirements, okay, into let's say pip freeze, and I can freeze them into some requirement.txt, okay. And we can see that how in my requirement, I have all these things with the packages, right, with the version. And surely now this is what is going to get used by anyone whom I share my this code with, or let's say if I upload that to a cloud or for any deployment, right? Now, this I believe is something which is very, very good with UV. Okay, let me go to previous thing. 1 minute, yeah. Let me clear everything. First thing, let's see how we can install UV. So you can actually do something like this as well. Pip install UV, right? This is a easy way. So just if you have pip install already, you can install UV using that. So let it install, everyone. What you can also do is you can do something like brew install UV, right? So again, brew is a overall package manager which is there at a Mac level. It is Linux as well. In Windows, I think it is not there, so it should be fine. Let me now clear everything. Now pay attention, and I'm going to explain you these things, but I just first want to make sure that you understand the power of this package, right? The speed which they are claiming here. Is it actually this fast? Let us do one thing. UV, and what we can do is UV init, UV underscore project. So it's going to create a UV project for me, right? That's the most awesome thing, honestly. Even if I move aside speed and everything. So the same has been created, everyone. I can now go inside this UV project. Now pay attention what I'm going to do, everyone. Now, and let me do it in a new tab so that like now if you will see, not .env is not there. And when UV creates a project, it has a structure to it, right? We will see that what exactly is that structure. But let's see the best way here. If I now do UV and let's say add NumPy, Pandas, SkyKit Learn. So the same things we are installing, which we install in pip pack, they have already been downloaded and cached, but let me do this. See, it's done. Like it actually installed them in how much time? Like hardly 250 some milliseconds. Okay, so I hope you remember how much time it took for pip, and you can see that how much time UV took for the same. And they are usable as well, right? It is not that it is not usable. You can go and use the same inside your code, which I will come to in a bit. Now let's go back, everyone, with your full attention here. I hope that you can see the full power of UV. Now let us see things one by one. Okay, so as you can see, it's a extremely fast Python manager, Python package and project manager. Again, the two things which we are bound or always going to do in every language, specifically in Python. As of now, we have of course been using tools like pip, PyEnv, virtual environment, conda for them, right? Here, UV in a way is a replacement for all of these packages. It is 10 to 100x faster than pip. I think now we can say that yes, it seems like, and believe me, it is actually pretty fast. Then how it provides a comprehensive project management, which we will see as well. Run script, install and manages Python, and all these things. Okay. Now let us go to the installation step, everyone. So I'm going to refer to the official documentation, so you can also do the same whenever you, let's say, want to explore it more. As this is the best source, like it has been pretty nicely written. We have multiple methods here. Okay, you can see some more methods in the standalone installation, PyPy, which is how we use pip, homebrew, that is brew, or you can do a simple curl command as well, and it is that easy. So just do a simple curl command. Like let me copy this thing, let me paste it here, and it's going to install UV. Okay, so it is that easy. Downloading UV, right? I think it will already be satisfied. So yeah, everything installed, right? It has just installed it to user my local bin, should be fine, no worries. Some permission issue is there, we can get rid of that. But yeah, that is the whole idea, everyone. Okay, in Windows, it's again a simple command, PowerShell execute bypass, and we can install it. Now, once the installation is done, and as I said, you can do it via pip as well. And of course, some more overall package managers which are there. Homebrew is very famous. Winget, Scoop, okay, all these things are there. Now let's move forward and see one by one that what all UV can help you to do. Okay, the very first thing which it helps, and as I said in the package management suite, of course you will be doing it. The very good thing is that you can do something like this. So let me go back actually. Uh, if I'm inside this folder, okay, UV project, you can do something like this. UV. So make sure that you are prefixing it by UV. UV pip install. Let's say requests, and it's going to install that, and you see that how fast it was. Okay. So it now actually has ran it with pip command. Okay. But that was, of course, very fast. If I go back a little bit, and let's say if I create another directory, make directory UV explore, something like this, and I go inside this. Next thing, what it will require you to do. So I am now inside this library, this 371. Okay, UV explore, it's a new directory. You can now create a very easily, you can create a virtual environment here. If you do just UV venv, it is going to create a virtual environment for you. It's that easy. Okay, see, it has created this virtual environment, which we can normally activate. So if you want to just go by the normal route as well, it is going to install, just activate this, okay, inside UV Explore. And now you can continue working on your project as you would. Just make sure that you are appending UV in front of everything. UV pip install pandas, numpy, skykit learn, and everything is going to work pretty nicely with the power of UV. Okay, so that's the very, very good idea. This whole virtual environment, without even disturbing your current flow, right? It is working pretty nicely. You can actually do something like this as well. So if I do pip freeze requirements, again, this all I'm showing you just to show that how it integrates well into your current system, right? We will come to the most powerful feature, which is the project management in UV. Now, of course, you can do something like this as well. So it is not that it is not compatible with that requirements txt. You pip install, right? Hyphen R requirements. My bad, an extra L. And see, again, it's going to install everything. We see that how inside our requirements file, we have these libraries and it is able to install each and every one of them. Okay. So pretty fast. Everything is making sure. Along with that, one very good thing which UV does is that it maintains a global cache of all the libraries it is installing. So if you're going to install them anywhere else as well, it is going to make sure that it is able to read it from the global cache. Now, I think this makes a lot of sense that how in your current overall environment, current overall work structure, it is able to help you just if you're using UV before your commands, right? How fast it is. But that is, I think, one of the features. The feature which I like the most in UV overall is one which I showed you, and that is regarding the project. Okay. So there are other features as well, everyone. Like you can install Python as well from UV. Okay. So I think I explained that. So UV in a way is independent of Python. Okay. So if I just draw that quickly for you, what it means is that let me draw it. Yeah. 1 minute, everyone. So we just expand it. Yeah. So if you have even Python did not install, like if you have no Python installed, it is independent of Python, pip or anything. Okay, we can install it via brew or via curl command, and we can actually use UV for doing your Python package management. Oh, sorry, for Python installation and everything as well, right? What I mean by this is that see, pandas as a library, it is dependent on Python. Like so, pandas doesn't have any significance as such outside Python. But UV, it is free of Python, right? It is not that it is some library overall that you have to install within Python. No, it is something which you can install. And rather, what you can do if you go on the documentation as well, you can just let me show you, let me clear everything. You can just write UV list, I think Python, that is the query. Sorry, UV Python list. And it is going to list everything in front of you along with all the installations which you have. Okay, so if you will see, you have these installations here, everyone. You can do something like this as well. UV Python install. Now you can either specify the version. Okay, you can either specify the version. Let me do list again, and then we can do UV Python install. I think with install it will take the latest version. Let us run that, and it is installing 13.13.2. I think this is the most stable version. Maybe that is why it is doing this, right? So it has actually installed Python for all of for us, right? If I run it again, we will see that how it has been installed 3.13.2, which is a local share UV Python, all these things are installed within it. Okay. So that's one other feature, everyone. Now let us do one thing. What we will do is we will see this working on projects, right? This is the most important thing and very, very nice. Okay. Let me go back or let me rather open a new tab again. We are inside this YouTube folder. We have created multiple things. The overall benefit and the best feature is this UV init. Okay. You can see hello underscore world, and it is going to create a project for you, a project folder for you, hello world. You can go inside this, and now I can show you this inside a VS Code. Okay. I trust it. Yeah. Pay attention, everyone. It has already created this git ignore file for you where it has mentioned this .penv. Okay. If I go inside this folder as well, hello world, you will see that how we have the git ignore Python version main.py, everything is there. Okay. Then the Python version file where it has the Python version mentioned. We can see the main file, just a very basic file which you can run. We have the Py project toml file as well. So if you're not aware about this, this was something I think which was in poetry as well, right? So it was comparing this with poetry as well here, right? It is another package for the same for this fast and management. The understanding is very simple. See, in this, you have this name of the project, the version, description which you can have for the project, a README file, and requires Python which is greater than or equal to 3.13. But what I can do, everyone, is that pay attention. I can do UV add. Let's say again, pandas, numpy, skykit learn, and it is going to add all of them here and also install the same as well, right? So it is downloading it because I'm running it inside from the totally new Python version. That is the reason it is downloading it. It took this 3.13.2, I guess, the local version which we installed. So pay attention. Like once downloaded, it is very fast, right? And it has mentioned everything here as well. So how awesome it is, right? You are able to totally see how easily you can see all these libraries here. And it has created a UV log file as well. UV log file. Okay. In which it is telling you that, okay, what all libraries, exact version it has, all the dependencies as well, right? And handling this is very, very simple. Now, let's say if someone comes here tomorrow and he does something like this, requests. Okay, let's say I'm adding a request libraries. Let me just add it like this. Now, if I do UV sync, okay, UV sync, it is going to sync this toml file, project.toml, with my UV log file. So that if you have your toml file properly created, and let's say if I run this, okay, see, it has just made sure if I go here and if I maybe search for request, 1 minute, request. Okay, let me do one thing. UV 1 minute. Okay, I think I'm not saved that. Let me add one more library, maybe everyone. So let me add, let's say, .env maybe. Okay, so I've saved it as well. Earlier, actually, it was not saved. Now, if I do UV sync, you will see that how it has resolved these packages, .env and request as well, right? So pretty good in this sense, right? It is able to do each and everything very nicely here. It is able to make sure that all of these are in proper sync. And further, I can also do one thing. I can just lock this file, UV lock. It is going to make sure that this file, it has been properly now calculated. And that is where we can make sure that if you make any changes, each and every of those things, they are very nicely maintained in this project toml. It is very fast. You don't have to, like, if you just do UV remove, okay, let's say .env, you can just remove it as well. See, it will get removed from here. Now think about this, how awesome and how fast this is when compared to something like let's say Python thing, where you have to create a requirements file, you have to make sure to add there. It is by default maintaining the version and everything as well. Python version, a UV log file. If you make some changes here, you can sync those changes, right? And on top of that, everything is in a project structure, which is running very, very fast, like 10 to 100x fast for sure, when compared to pip. Okay. So it's not just for installing Vese, it is just for everything. Like it is there for your full Python project management, which we are just seeing. Now, what I can do is I can do UV run. Okay. So if I want to run my project, like let's say if I want to just run this particular main.py, I can just do UV run main.py, and we are seeing hello from hello world. Okay, so this is how you run this project, and it is going to make sure that without even activating, without anything, it is going to just create this virtual environment for me. It is going to use this virtual environment within this folder. It is going to handle each and everything inside this. I can do something like this as well. Again, UV init. Okay, and let's say sub underscore project. And now this sub project again has been created, which is as a part of this project. See, adding sub project as a member of workspace hello world. Okay. Now as well, if I go inside this sub project, and let's say I do UV add some library, let's say torch. Okay. Torch is pretty heavy. वैसे, let's use beautiful soap maybe. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I think it's underscore soap maybe. I forgot the name, I think. Yeah. Let us add torch only. UV add torch. And it is going to get downloaded quickly. It's a pretty heavy library. So download will of course take time. Like UV cannot magically make your internet speed faster. But everything after that, you see that how fast it is. Right. So that's the whole idea. Meanwhile, let me show you one more thing, everyone. So let me go and search for Fast API. Fast API. And let us try to install that as well. Okay. So let me copy this. Copy this. Yeah. So just this is taking time, but after that it is very fast, right? Now let me clear everything. UV. Now, just one thing if I show you as well, this sub project, right? It is having its own TOML file as well, where it is torch and this. Along with that, it has this as well. Okay, so it has this member app which is as a sub project. So if you are creating multiple and you can create packages as well, just like you have created a project, you just have to, I think, add hyphen packages there. Each and everything as a very good software management, project management, this UV is going to handle for you. You don't have to worry or join these things or everything. Along with that, if I just come back, okay, and let's say if I do UV pip, my bad, 1 minute, pip install fast API standard. Okay, so this was the library, everyone. 1 minute, I think I made a minute. Yeah, let me copy this, and we are just going to run this with UV pip. Let me copy that. Yeah, so it's going to just download it and make sure that it has installed it. Or I could have actually, the better would have been if I would have done UV add uh, PyTorch. Sorry, not PyTorch, my bad. Fast API standard and this. See, it has been very nicely added. Very fast. It uses overall each and everything it is handled there. No worries at all to us. Now what I can, if you're like, do here is UV pip tree, and it's going to show me each and everything. See, like this is the library, what are all the dependencies it have. So it's going to show me that in a very nice proper structure. So that is the overall advantage, everyone. Now we can go back to the homepage. You can see that this is how it create these files. Okay, toml file is just, it is created in the overall poetry as well, so you can maybe read about this. But the idea is that how fast and quick you can run with this, right? Then I also showed you that how we can use uv.lock, we can sync, okay, uv run. All these are the way through which you can run your code, and it is going to be very, very fast and awesome. Okay, other things that, well, of course, it provided, which is publishing the packages and everything. There is one more thing which I would like to show you, okay, before we close this. And I hope you get the basic idea that how UV is going to help you in your overall project development phase and project management. Now, the idea or the thing which I like the most, along with speed, is majorly this project management part only. Okay, this I think is very, very awesome, right, everyone? Now, if we go back and yeah, so what I just want to show you is, if I do UV tool, okay, let's say run Jupyter. So you have these packages as well, which are standalone tool, right? So Jupyter is a standalone tool, which we can run, of course. If I do this, it is going to download the Jupyter for me. See, it is going to download everything in Jupyter for me, and it's going to quickly install that and make sure that it runs it. Similarly, we have the rough as well, right, which I showed you, which is provided by the creators of UV as only. And then I can just normally run this Jupyter Lab notebook and everything. Okay, so all these tools also UV is very nicely able to manage. If let's say I do UV tool, okay, run Jupyter Lab. 1 minute, what is the exact Jupyter Lab? I think it is having some hyphen in that. 1 minute, let me check. So I think it should be UV tool run Jupyter Lab. And it is able to find that, okay, it is having some executable, then it is able to run it. And like it has actually opened that on my separate screen. But if I go here and I do this, see, it is able to run this. Okay, that's the whole idea, everyone. And I hope all of you are able to see that. So if I just show it to you here, again, it is just open on my different tab. So authentication and everything actually is handled by a different default browser. But the idea is that, again, this is very fast and we can handle these tools as well. I can remove the tools from here. I can run the tool using UV, and we will be able to use all these tools as well pretty nicely. Okay. Along with that, I've already shown you that how we can create a project. Now, if you want, in this main, you can go and you can create the whole structure. So the best idea here is that UV is of course going to help you in each and everything, and it is very fast. And I find it personally a lot intuitive to get, right? I know that, okay, each and everything, the second I do an add, it's going to add that into project toml. I can see the tree to see all the dependencies. I can install Python version. I can install any library. I can see which Python is installed. The best thing, I don't need to worry about this virtual environment stuff. So in Python and pip or conda, Conda normally is very heavy as well, and I have to always worry about that. Okay, via which particular environment my libraries are getting installed. But in UV, you can see that how we have a virtual environment folder, and everything is happening using that only. Okay. So yeah, I think this was all, everyone. With this, you must have got a very good idea about UV. I have covered on the major tools here which you are going to surely use, right? That was the whole idea. Now, you can just explore it, okay, or maybe you can just use it. It has lots of configuration files, variables, all these things are present here. But the major idea is that I have shown you the command which surely are going to be a lot helpful to you. Okay. So with that, everyone, I'm pretty sure this was helpful. Let me know in the comments how you like this video, or if anything is unclear, I will surely help you with the same. And yeah, I'm looking forward all of you to use this now as your project and your package manager, and surely you are going to love it. Okay. So with that, everyone, let's meet in the next video. Thank you.